Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the top 3 players to look out for going into this season. And this is a very necessary video to make because we know that Barcelona is having a brand new face. We are seeing a brand new FC Barcelona under Joan Laporta and Xavi Hernandez. They have been doing so much work in the past couple of weeks that we just have to talk about this. We are seeing many different players within the squad. We have a new system under Xavi Hernandez. There are going to be players within this squad that are going to be flourishing because of the new system. There are going to be players in this squad that are also going to be flourishing because they are new, because they have a point to prove. They came in here knowing that they have to show their best. And our season does start on August 13th, which is going to be coming up very soon. And so let's talk about this before the season does start. And we're going to be talking about the first player, and that is going to be Lewandowski. And I'm going to be showing you guys a video just to set the stage, to show exactly the hype behind Lewandowski. So what you saw right there was basically Lewandowski's presentation, right? There was a presentation that was being held within the stadium. That was the atmosphere that was happening around the stadium. And it just shows us, right? It shows the world that there is so much expectation when it comes to Lewandowski. The fans are finally allowed to dream because the signings that we have been making through this summer, there is finally a reason on why these fans and us, right, on YouTube should be extremely excited. Joan Laporta has given us the hope that we can do great things going into this season. And signing a world-class striker like Lewandowski that can bring us many goals, that is only going to bring our hopes up even more. So I do believe that Lewandowski was probably looking at all of this and saying, okay, I have a huge backing. These fans, they look hungry. They look way more passionate than ever before. If we want to have a chance on a winning title and to go for La Liga and to go for the Champions League, I have to score goals. I have to be the one responsible to deliver these goals as long as, of course, Barcelona defensively are 100% healthy. But if Lewandowski can bring that version of himself where he does score 40 plus goals per season, Barcelona will be seeing a lot of success. And so we should expect a lot coming from Lewandowski. We should expect to see him continue to evolve as a player because Lewandowski, he wanted this in the first place. He wanted to be in this situation. He knew that there's humongous backing behind Barcelona, that Barcelona are looking for success, that the fans are really pushing towards these players to do their best because we have been dying to see the Barcelona that all of us once knew about. And Lewandowski wants to be part of this momentum that we are building. He left Bayern because of one thing, because he wanted a new challenge. He almost broke the relationship between him and Bayern Munich only because he wanted to really come to this club. And so it would be devastating for him to see him have a season, which is this upcoming season that we are going to, for him to score only 20 goals in all competitions. I know that for your average striker, that is okay, that is solid, but for Lewandowski, that would be devastating for him. He is going to want to aim for 40 plus goals within this upcoming season. And he does also want these goals to not just only be goals, but be decisive ones. For those goals to be match-winning goals, or for him to score 2 goals in the round of 16, 3 goals in the quarterfinals, 2 goals in the semifinals. That is what he does want to be because he is a truly competitive animal. So there are many reasons on why Lewandowski is going to be a player for us to look out for. I do see him very motivated, physically ready, and even though we have seen him in a slump by missing many chances, not missing, but I would say being very unlucky through this preseason and has yet to score his first goal for FC Barcelona, that day will come. And the moment that day will come, it will be like a snowball effect. He will only get bigger and better by the day. So now let's move on towards the next player of today, and now let's talk about Pablo Torre. Now, this is going to be considered as player number 2. Just to give you guys some updates, it has been decided that Xavi Hernandez is going to be using Pablo Torre as a player to play in Barcelona B and also in the first team if it is necessary. So he is going to be switching on and off. But I do believe that once this season is done, he will be in the squad, which is the first team, full time. He will no longer be a Barcelona B player part time. And the reason why I am including this player within this list, even though I know that many of us are not talking about Pablo Torre as much as we should, it is because this is exactly what Xavi does want. And so let's ask that, right? What does Xavi want from a midfielder, from his interiors? He wants interiors that can be extremely high up the pitch, very comfortable, create for his teammates, be extremely technical, and also press extremely well, always anticipating where those passes from the opposition is going to go to so he can regain possession. Pablo Torre is exactly that. And so one of the reasons on why we we are seeing this player being switched on and off, like going to Barcelona B and going to the first team, and why that was ultimately the decision coming from Xavi Hernandez, it is because there is oversaturation within the midfield. We have so many midfielders that it only makes sense for Pablo Torre to go into the B team and get consistent minutes. Xavi does not want this player to come into the first team full time and play like 30% of the time through the season. He wants to see this player get consistent minutes and continue to be healthy. And so here's a great example, right? We can see within this video him very early in the process of trying to adapt within the Barcelona system. You can see that this is a player that's already giving out qualities very early in his phase at Barcelona. He's sitting extremely high as a high interior, as a midfielder, and then he intercepts the ball after one of the fullbacks or center backs passes the ball back, and Pablo Torre knew exactly where that ball was going. He intercepts it. He is very intense. He is always anticipating. One of the reasons on why Pablo Torre is so good at doing this is because he wants to do this. He really does like anticipating for the ball, because he knows that once he does get the ball in areas like that, he is always going to try and convert those chances into goals. Like if we compare, right, Pablo Torre to Pedri, Xavi, and Frankie, which is our current interiors within the midfield, and we compare Pablo Torre to those three players when it comes to the goal conversion rate and the offensive duels per 90 minutes, Pablo Torre beats those three players in both of those qualities, which is extremely important for a interior that sits extremely high. So I do expect a lot coming from this player. Pablo Torre is a quality player, but it is going to be taking some time. I think that we are going to be having another conversation of this midfielder maybe in about 5 to 6 months, and so it should be extremely exciting. So now moving on towards the last player within this list, and I know that many of you guys are going to be saying, how could you say this, Kevin? Like, look at you, you're so wrong now. What did I tell you? I told you he was not going to be having continuity, but it is going to be Frankie de Jong. And I know, I get it. I might look extremely stupid in a few days, me naming this player, and then at the same time we see Frankie de Jong potentially leave to a different club, maybe Chelsea, Man United, wherever it may be. But I have belief, right, at this very moment that Frankie de Jong is going to be having continuity with FC Barcelona. There has been many sources that has been coming out slowly, but many are not talking about. The only time that people want to talk about Frankie is when Frankie de Jong is being linked to Man U or Chelsea. I get it. But there has been many sources that have been stating that Barcelona do want to keep this player. And when I do mean by Barcelona, I'm talking about Joan Laporta and Xavi Hernandez. These are two men that do want to keep Frankie de Jong because they highly do value this player. Now, I know that Frankie is seen as a source of income, a way to bring in Bernardo Silva, but I would like to believe that Joan Laporta and Mateo Alemán do have ways to have Bernardo Silva at this club and have the continuity of Frankie de Jong. They probably did figure out a formula. They're just trying to prepare for the worst. Like, for example, Barcelona have yet to sell the other 25% of Barca Studios, something that Barcelona do want to do. What does that mean for this club to have an extra 120 million euros going into this club? So there is a possibility. There is so much optimism when it comes to this player for him to stay. And then when it comes to this player staying and playing under Xavi Hernandez, I have also made a video explaining exactly how Bernardo Silva would fit within a starting 11 under Xavi Hernandez that does include Frankie de Jong. That video is in the membership group catalog. If you guys do want to join the membership within this channel, that is going to be provided down below. There is going to be a link. Again, it is going to be explaining exactly how Frankie and Bernardo Silva could fit within a starting 11 under Xavi Hernandez. But what is the reason on why I have named this player, right? Like, why is he considered as player number 3? Well, that is because there is pressure. There is narratives surrounding Frankie to the point where I do believe that Frankie de Jong knows exactly what is going on. He knows that there is deals being made between Barcelona and City, Barcelona and Manchester United, Barcelona and Chelsea, and Frankie is someone who is, I would say, a competitive animal, someone who is always assessing what's going around him and reacting to that situation. I do think that Frankie's going to continue to say, I want to stay. I want to stay here. I'm willing to lower my salary, and I want to prove to the world that I can succeed at this club. And I also do love this club, which is why I am making the effort to stay here. And I think that we can all agree that Frankie de Jong has not lived up to his potential, the one that we did see from Ajax, mainly because he has not been given the necessary role nor the position. And even when we saw Frankie de Jong play in those positions, like as a interior, sometimes we saw him play as a left winger under Ernesto Valverde. Sometimes we saw him play as a pivot within the midfield. Within every position that he was playing okay. Like, he was solid. He did what he could. But of course, all of us want to see the best coming from Frankie, and Frankie will do everything in his power to make that happen. You can just sense, right, going back to what I did say in the beginning of this video, that there is collectiveness, there is unity with the players, with the fan base. There is more backing than ever. There is more optimism that this Barcelona team can succeed. All of these players, they know damn well that they need to step up and really bring value to this club. And Frankie is just another player that wants to be part of this momentum that Barcelona is bringing. And I'm also extremely agitated. Like, I want to see what Xavi does have in mind when it comes to Frankie. Like, what's going to be his plans? What's going to be his role, his position? This preseason that we saw, it's true that Frankie was not given the minutes that many of us did expect, nor was he given the correct position yet again. But there was a huge reason on why this did happen to Frankie in the preseason. It is because Xavi wanted to see exactly what Pablo Torre could do and has given him more priority, and also with Kessie to see what Kessie could do as a interior. Now we are in a very different situation. We have seen Barcelona make moves that lead towards Frankie seeing more minutes. For example, Pablo Torre has been given the opportunity to be switching, right? To go into the B team and also play in the first team. That is the final decision when it comes to Xavi Hernandez. Ricky Puig has also seen an exit and has gone to LA Galaxy. Because of these two moves, this is what's going to allow, right, Frankie de Jong to see more minutes in the midfield. The fact that these two decisions have been made has been huge for this player, and I can't wait to see how Xavi is going to be using him. Hopefully, like I did mention in that video in the membership catalog, Xavi does go for a 3-4-3 with a 4-man midfield, forming a box and having Busquets and Frankie within the double pivot position. Then we can see what Frankie could do. But as of now, it is just a waiting game. I know that I probably missed other players, like you guys are probably talking about Pedri or Araujo or Koundé or maybe Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres. We know that those players can do and bring a lot for this club and bring many goals and bring a lot of defensive backing into this Barcelona team. But I strongly believe that it's going to come down to these three players on who to eye for, and for very important reasons. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona daily news. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.